Well, my name is Ted Wilson. I'm principal of the Silviculture Academy, and I'm also adjunct professor of silviculture at the University of Toronto in Canada. I've had a long career now, over 30 years as a forester, but through my training, I specialized in the discipline of silviculture. And a lot of people ask what silviculture is. I like to say it's the very heart of the concept of managing forests, because what silviculture is about is the biological processes of actually growing trees, how trees grow in the forest and how they grow one versus the other, how they interact with each other, how they interact with the environment. And by understanding the relationships of trees in their environment, we can make management strategies that are sustainable and resilient. And so at the present time, silviculture has become one of the most important elements in our fight against climate change, because we need to develop new techniques that make the forest resilient, more resistant to threats from the climate, from pests, from diseases, but also design and develop forests that are suitable for people to enjoy and for wildlife as well. What we're doing in the lab today, in fact, this has been going on for quite a few weeks now, and we're processing a large number of seedlings from an experiment that's called supersizing broadleaves. And the question in this experiment is trying to find the best seedlings for specific sites in England, and to give advice to forest managers on what type of seedlings they should specify from tree nurseries. So we've got 3 species. We've got oak, we've got birch, and we've got sycamore. In total, we've got 12 treatments in the study, and then out in the forest at 3 different sites, we've treated them differently with weeding and fertilizer, and a combination treatment of weeding and fertilizer. And we've grown the seedlings for 2 years, and we've collected them into the lab here now. And what we're doing now is washing them off, and we're analysing each of the components of the seedlings, looking at the stem of the trees and the branching behaviour. And what we're really interested in is what's happening below ground in the root systems. And what the team's doing then is doing some measurements, and then we're chopping the seedlings up, and then we're putting them into the oven, and we're going to weigh the components to work out how the trees are allocating their energy to above and below parts, and to better understand how they are responding after planting in the field. And we're hoping to come up with some very strong recommendations for the nurseries in how to develop their seedlings, and for foresters to select the right seedlings for the right sites. When I was still at school, I was interested in biology and science, but to be honest, I was actually most interested in the outdoors. I was very involved in outdoor pursuits, climbing mountains, kayaking, sailing. And when it came to choosing a career, I think it was kind of obvious I wasn't really suited for an office job. And my mum and dad actually said to me, just choose something you want to do that you're going to enjoy and find fulfillment from. The way things work nowadays, you complete a bachelor's degree and you go into a master's, a PhD if you want to become a scientist. But the other way of going is to get your professional qualification through the Institute of Chartered Foresters, and that gives you your credential to practice as a chartered forester. Part of the process in any modern career is that it's continuous learning, and so the learning never actually stops. And that's one of the things I found most fascinating about my work as a forester. Every day there's something new to learn. There's exciting discoveries, and look for work experience. That's, I think, the most important thing, is to pick up work experience. And even it can be a small short-term project or contract where you make a little bit of money. Then that one thing tends to lead to another. Like one door opens, there's another one closes, and then you just progress that way. And eventually you've got a little portfolio of experience, which combined with a qualification makes you a very, very desirable potential employee. So the lucky thing here in Cumbria is we have an amazing environment with the Lake District National Park. We have the Pennine Mountains, Eden Valley, these wonderful environments and trees are part of all of them. Some of these woodlands are commercial, productive woodlands that are the breadbasket of our timber industry. And then other woodlands are internationally significant natural woodlands, heritage landscapes. And so, we have this incredible diversity of woodlands across our region. And added to that, we have the National School of Forestry at the University of Cumbria. So it's really the perfect location to be if you want to train to be a forester. I would say, this is the place to come. Find your way to Cumbria and find your way into the National School of Forestry. Finding passionate people and giving them opportunities to get established in their career, I think, is a hugely important thing. I find that LANSS has been a critically important initiative here in Cumbria, because it's linking employers with not just young people, but anybody, folks who want to change their careers, develop in a new direction. It's making these important linkages so people can connect and we can provide opportunities for people.
Dancing where the shadows play.